Brothers, welcome to another YouTube video. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Luwapo, baby, and I'm happy you're here.
Boys, follow Luwapo. He's my glorious, scrumptious ADHD king.
Today we're going to be looking at the overall market for specific cards in Grand Archive and see what has went up and what has been down, and my recommendations, not financial advice, on what you should pick up before prices may rise. Alright, so first thing first, the craziest card to literally 3x in less than a month is Quicksilver Grail. Quicksilver Grail is a divine relic regalia item. On enter, banish a non-champion card from your material deck face down. And then fast speed banish Quicksilver Grail. You may play that banished card, but you have to pay for the cost. It's a very, very good card that's been played in the current meta, even at Worlds. And check out the price. It went from a very low of 54.26 and May 17th, and less than 1 month later is at a humongous $150. Very, very crazy. If someone's trying to sell you a Quicksilver Grail at $150, is absolutely not worth $150. Try to chat them down back down to $80. That's almost the average that we've been seeing it sold out. $150 is insane. We don't know if Fractured Crown. We don't know if Fractured Crown will have a reprint. So be on the lookout for Quicksilver Grails. It is not worth the pickup if you're brand new to Grand Archive. Next, we're gonna look into Grand Crusader rings, both the Dawn of Ashes First Edition and the Dawn of Ashes Alter Edition. First, let's look at let's first look at the Grand Crusader ring First Edition. So this is a divine relic if you're new to Grand Archive. What it does, you banish it and you draw a card for free. It's really, really good. The first edition of it went from a good $72 and has rocketed up over the month to almost nearly $100. This is actually not bad of a price. It's not going to be reprinted anymore. So if you are looking for this alternate art version of the card, I mean, if you are looking for the original art of the Grand Crusader ring, I would pick it up pretty early. This is not advice at all. This is what I would do though. Because they're not going to reprint it and it's reached $100. It can only go higher from here. And if you go look at the alternate edition of the Grand Crusader's ring, alternate art of the Grand Crusader ring has fallen from $82 to $69.58. Not too bad. If you don't care about the original artwork of the Grand Crusader ring, I would totally pick up the alternate version. There's no difference at all. It's just all dependent on you if you like the art. So look out for that. And a third meta deck card for your material deck is the Backup Charger. It's a regalia item. Pay 3, banish the Backup Charger, summon a Power Cell token rested, and then draw a card into your memory. This is one of the most played cards in the game, secondary to Grand Crusader ring. It's really, really good almost in every deck. And just recently we've seen Mercurial Heart be Mercurial Heart was reprinted. That's why Backup Charger has gone down from a high of $90 back down to $30. So this is something to look out for if you're a new player. I would totally pick this up. You could use it almost in every single deck in the metagame currently for Grand Archive. So definitely pick it up at $30. That's an amazing price point. I bought it at $100, so I already lost $70. And next, we're gonna look at the Dungeon Guides. Dungeon Guides for Mortal Ambition and the alternate art for Dawn of Ashes. So Dungeon Guide for Mortal Ambition, what it does, as an ally, on entry you may banish 2 cards at random from your memory, and if you do, level up your champion. Pretty freaking good. You can usually use Dungeon Guides when you are playing a champion that requires going to level 3 and you just want to boost all the way to level 3. This is a meta deck card. I think it's going to be seeing play for a very long time. I don't see Grand Archive actually banning it. This is a one-of-a-kind card that's actually useful in the game. Because there's also Heavenly Guide, but Heavenly Guide is not good at all. It's not worth the pickup. If you had to choose between those two, pick up Dungeon Guide. Get 4 copies, and it absolutely is worth the price. At the high of $22 and the low of $15, getting it for about $20 average is pretty good. If you can find Mortal Ambition copy, the Alter Edition does the same exact thing, but once again, it had a high of 32 and fell to 16, averaging around 23. If I would have to pick one, I would pick the alternate edition. I just like the art way more than the original one. That's what we do. Alright, for my fire players, we're going to be looking at Arthur Younghair from Dawn of Ashes, the first edition. What he is, he's a unique ally warrior human. On entry, you may rest Arthur, and if you do, Arthur gets immortality until the beginning of your next turn. When he's rested, your other allies get +1 bonus to their attack. is a very, very great card as a 4-drop for fire decks. Almost every fire deck I've seen has ran it if they're running a warrior-based deck. Look at Xander, it's really good, or Lorraine. However, we have seen a dramatic price increase for Arthur. The very low was $16 in February, and now at a very huge high of $50, you're paying almost 2.5x of the original price point. Looking at the alternate edition, it actually jumped from $12 from the beginning of the year, $14 from the beginning of the year, jumping to a high of $33.72. The highest price point for Arthur was $42.79. Is this worth getting? I actually believe Arthur is worth getting at $30. I would get the Ultimate Edition because Dawn of Ashes has already been reprinted. I don't know if they're gonna reprint it again or if they're gonna keep production going for Arthur. So we're just gonna have to see, especially with Distorted Reflections coming very, very soon. We don't even know if Arthur is gonna still be being played in the next meta. So if you are wanting to play right now, it's pretty good. Next one up is Gilda's Chronicler of Abyssal, one of the best unique allies in the game. We're gonna first look at the Dawn of Ashes first edition. What she does, she's a unique ally with balance. So what balance means, here it is. Gilda's gets +3 attack as long as the amount of cards in your hand and memory are equal. Insane. It becomes for a 3-drop, it becomes a 4/3 attacker. You can deal so much damage you're playing when you could win out of nowhere with this card. It's very, very good. The first edition copy will run you about $50 in today's market. We've seen a dramatic price increase from January, from $19, doubling. From the beginning of the year, Gildas was only $20. Seeing her at 50 is pretty insane. We won't know if she will be reprinted in future sets. So Gildas, I would prefer to buy the altered edition of her because she's only $35 instead of the 50. You would save $15 if you buy a playset. That's $60 you would save. So if you need Gildas, buy the altered edition ASAP. Next one up is one of my favorite cards in the game, Dream Fairy. She is so good in Win. What she does, she's an ally stealth on enter. Return target ally you don't control to the owner's memory. Opponents cannot activate cards with that ally's name as long as you control Dream Fairy. And she has stealth. She's a 1/2/3 drop. Very freaking good. You pretty much get to exile something, and if they cannot deal with her, because you can't swing with it if you don't have True Sight, or they could blast it with a spell. However, very good card if you're playing against Diao-chan. You can just Dream Fairy their Frostborn Paladin, and they can't summon any more Frostborn Paladins until they take care of your Dream Fairy. It's very, very good. I did that at Worlds. He played his Paladin, I Dream Fairyed it, he killed Dream Fairy, he played again, I had another Dream Fairy. So, I actually bought this at the very high of the peak. So I bought Dream Fairies at the peak at around $18-$20 a piece. We're actually seeing it drop down to $12.58. It's a very, very good discount. So if you need Dream Fairies for the Alter Edition, make sure to pick those up. The first editions are a little bit more expensive at $15. However, back in September it was only $6. So if I had to choose, I would pick the Alter Edition, save those $3 because you don't know what kind of cards you're gonna need. Alright, next one up for my water players, we're going to look at Frostborn Paladin. She's an ally with Intercept. On enter, you may banish a card with floating memory from your grave. If you do, draw a card and put a buff counter on Frostborn Paladin. She's a 3-drop for 2/3. She can become a 3/4. Very freaking good if you have floating memory, and if you're a water player, this Frostborn Paladin is seeing a lot of play in almost all the water decks. It's very good, and just for $13 is a pretty good discount from the high of $17. The highest I saw someone sold it for was $20. So seeing it at about $12-$13 is pretty good because you need a playset of 4, so it's gonna run you about $48-$50. If you need it, I would get it. However, if you're a water player, definitely wait for Distorted Reflections. There's a lot of new water cards that are cracked, and I think may even replace Frostborn Paladin. People who love playing Lorraine, I got one special for you. Huwaji of Heaven's Rise. This Regalia weapon broke the meta for Lorraine. It was such a great weapon because if you're running unique warrior allies, they could actually swing with the Huwaji of Heaven's. Pretty freaking good if you're playing Exia. We've seen a dramatic price increase for this card. It went from $14-$15, doubling to $35. So if you need this card, I would actually absolutely wait. It is not worth buying at $35. It might go down. People might not even play unique allies in the next set, so I would totally wait for this. So my recommendation is do not purchase Huwaji of Heaven's Rise. Next one up, one of the most broken cards for Win, 3 Visits, Mortal Ambition. What it does is an action class bonus. You may activate this card from your graveyard, and if you do, banish it as it resolves. class bonus. You may activate this card from your banishment, and if you do, put it on the bottom of your deck. Rest your champ. If you do, glimpse 2 and heal 2. Freaking good. If you're playing Win Arsana, you can find all those bolts and cosmic bolts and just clap your opponent so fast. We have seen it increase in price, unfortunately. It went from a low in May of $26, jumping nearly $10 in this market rate of 35. So if you need it, it has not been reprinted. We don't know if Mortal Ambition will be reprinted, so it may be a good idea to pick it up, because we did see a nosedive in price from the beginning of 55 going down to 30. Can be pretty good if you're playing Win Arsana. For my brothers who are playing Tristan, Shadow's Call has gone lower in price. Pretty good. So what Shadow Claw does, as a Regalia weapon, as long as you have 4 or more preparation counters on your champ, you may activate this card from your Materialized deck. Really freaking good. You can play this during your main phase. Tristan bonus. Fantasia allies you control can attack using Shadow's Claw. When you do, put a durability counter on Shadow's Claw. It's freaking good because Tristan summons 2 Fantasia allies when she's level 3, and if they could all swing with it, it would add durability, so they would all swing for 1/1, and your champ can swing with it as well. It's very, very good. We saw a dramatic price. We've seen a huge decrease in price for the Shadow Claw from a high of 40 just to 35. There's a $5 increase for Shadow Claw for the Ultra Edition. For the original printing of Shadow Claw and Mercurial Heart, it went from a high of $62 going down 50% to $33.98. Definitely a huge pickup if you're wanting Shadow's Claw and you're trying to play Umbra. Umbra got a lot of new cards in the next set. Assassin plays are feeding really good right now because Sadie Blood Harvester has dropped in price. Thank you, Grand Archive. Thank you, Weaves of the Shore. Sadie was so expensive like 2 to 3 months ago. It was at the very high of nearly $60 at one point, crashing down to 30. Thank you, Weaves of Shore, for reprinting this card. What it does, what does Sadie do? Sadie, or Sadi, however you want to say her name. You pay to return Sadie to your hand. If you do, put a prep counter on your champ. Then, class bonus on kill. If you kill something, you gain agility 3 for this turn. That's pretty much, you have 3 memory. If you put 3 in your memory zone, you can pick up 3 at the end of your turn. Keeping at $30 is a very, very solid pickup if you are needing to play Assassin. Definitely pick her up before you see a rise once Mercurial Heart is no longer Mercurial Heart not being in circulation. The next one is one of the most famous cards in Grand Archive, and is so freaking good at a 2 cost. It's Ghost of Pendragon. On enter, you may return a Regalia you control to its owner's material deck. If you do, you get to draw 2 cards. And a 2 drop for 3, 4. Freaking good. Really good. And it used to be very expensive. At the high point of $52, we've seen it dip down to $34 for the Alter Edition of the card. I would totally pick this up. Ghost of Pendragon so hard to find in stores. If you could get a play set, I would totally pick it up. I don't see it being banned. It's really freaking good. Totally get it if you're running a crux. Alright players, the next one I want to bring up is Rococo Explosive Maven. The 1 cost on enter. If your influence is 4 or less, deal 2 damage to target champion. So you can pick your opponent or yourself. It's up to you, depending on what type of playstyle you're running. She's a 1/1. And we've seen a dramatic price decrease for her as well. At the very high, she was $35. Now we're seeing her around, for Rococo, we're seeing a slight price decrease from $35 going out to around $30. Someone actually listed her for $22. Pretty good pickup if you want that steal. I could totally see Rococo still being played in the next set, as Fire has gotten a lot of new cards that are freaking good at burning your opponent. So if you want Rococo, I would buy her at around 22 to 25. Absolutely not at $30. Make sure you wait for it. And boys, for the final card of our market watch today, we're gonna look at Vermilion Decree from Mercurial Heart after post reprint. Let's check it out. So what Vermilion Decree does, in view 3, that means you have to show 3 fire cards in your memory zone. Choose 1. If Vermilion Decree is imbued, choose 2 instead. Deal 3 damage up to 1 target champion. Deal 2 damage up to 1 target ally. Or give a free card to your friends. Each player draws a card. Pretty freaking good. We saw a crazy drop in price after the reprinting from $38 down to $10.50. And it's pretty good. I would totally pick this up whenever you can. Get the 4 copies. You never know if it's going to go back up. Totally get it. Alright, y'all. Thank you so much for going through this whole episode of our market watch for Grand Archive. Is Grand Archive too expensive to play? Maybe.
Don't go just yet. Get excited for our bloopers, you scrumptious ruffians.
And keep